There's all kinds of reasons to use other wrapping options. You're going to use the same tools, the same wire, and please review part 1 to see how we did our basic wrap so that you have a good background. This is for a piece where you may want to see both sides of the piece. This was a piece of art glass. Start the same way. Make your loop. And then start your stem, but you are only going to go down about 1/4 of an inch. And we're going to run those wires right down the side of the piece, bring them down to the bottom, twist them, bring them up the middle, and then connect it to the top. Now please be cautioned, this method takes some practice, and no two pieces are alike because it's really not quite that easy to do, and that's why we prefer teaching the other method over this method. But this does have an advantage because you can see both sides of the sea glass. Do the same thing on the back side. Again, coming up to the top and wrapping around and around, nice and tight to finish. And let me show you why I use glasses. See how that magnifies, and I can see a little bit better. And I'm going to tighten that up, crimp it up, and there you can see we have both sides usable. And a jump ring ready to go. Now how about a piece that's really fat? This is kind of a difficult one, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut 2 pieces of wire the same length, and we're going to twist them together at the bottom and make a stem at the bottom of the wire in the middle of both of them. Now I'm going to kind of hurry through this one because we do a repeat on this one in the next segment. And it should look like so. Then we're going to take the bottom of the piece and set it in that, and now we're going to twist up to the top. Now the trick to this is that we have to make a loop at the top. So sometimes it's easier to take the stone out and make your loop, connect it together, and now bring the other wires up to the top and connect them by wrapping them around that stem and then cutting off each of those wires. The number of designs you can make is almost unlimited. Just add a jump ring and it should look like so. Now, if we hadn't cut those wires off, there's all kinds of patterns we could have made. For quick demonstration purposes, I just did this little set of swirls, but there's plenty more to be done. Now for larger and heavier pieces, we're going to want to go up in gauge and use a heavier wire. And here I show you what 24, 20, and 18 looks like. For this particular piece, I'm going to use 20. Start by cutting 2 pieces about 7 to 8 inches long. Take the wires and in the middle again make about a 3 or 4 turn stem, like so. Place your piece in the center and pick one wire and wrap it up in whatever design you want, coming up to the top. And then here again we're going to make a loop like we did on the last one. Again, you'll use the round nose pliers as a mold, but because the wire is heavier, you're going to need to use another set of pliers to crimp it down and create the circular eye that you want to have. Again, it's easier to drop the stone and just do it without the stone in it, and it should look like so. Now we want to cut that little piece off, and please use eyewear when you cut this thicker wire because it is needle sharp and it can fly off. So make sure you hold the piece as you're cutting it. Now we're going to place the piece of glass back inside, and this time with our second wire, we're basically going to come straight up the side. We don't want to do any twists or turn in it. We just want to come straight up the side and connect it to that loop. And this is what's going to give us strength. Wrap it around nice and tight, and we're going to leave that one for the time being. So now we have 2 wires connected to the top. We're going to pick a 3rd wire from the back side again, and this time we're going to come straight up the other side and do the same thing we just did with the last one. Circle it around a couple of times. And again, we don't cut that one off. We leave it there for now. Now we're going to take our last piece of wire, and here you can do any design you want before you come up to the top. And again, loop it around. By the time you're finished creating your design, you probably won't have much wire left. So just go ahead and wrap it completely around into the top. Now I have the decision of 2 remaining wires hanging out. One I'm going to cut off, and the other I'm just going to make a quick little design with. And I simply take my round nose pliers and just create a little scroll by rolling it up. The last wire I choose to twist around a little bit more for strength on that little neck part, and it comes up to a point where again I have to cut it off. Please use glasses and cut that dangerous part off, holding it as you're cutting it. The last bit of crimping, making sure there's no sharp wires, tucking it everything in, and voila. It looks like so. Again, many designs that you can do with this particular wrap. Here's another one people like to do at the beach a lot, and it looks like a checkerboard. Make your stem and your loop like normal, but this time we're going to run the wires up parallel along the side of the piece of sea glass, connect it to the top, and then we're going to bring the other one around and wrap them up the glass again, bringing it up to the top, crimping the top, and finishing just like normal. So the only thing that's different is the angle at which we're running the wires up. Make sure you get those sharp edges in, put on your jump ring, and there you have it. A few options. And have fun, because there are literally hundreds of ways to wrap your sea glass depending on the shape and the look you want.